Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany and in today's video I am going to show you not only how I just style my hair in general, like how I blow dry it, how I curl it, but I'm also going to show you how I put in my clip-in extensions. I have recently started wearing these. I bought them as like a fun thing to wear every now and again, and you guys, I love them so much I wear them every day. They're easy to put in once you know what you're doing. I really don't know what I'm doing and I'm still figuring it out, but honestly, it's fine. They look great, they feel fun, so you know, it's still a good time. So if you guys are here for it, let's go ahead and get started. Before we go any further in today's video, I want to go ahead and thank our sponsor, Ultima Replenisher. I've talked to you guys about Ultima Replenisher before, and I am so excited to be sharing them again. I have been drinking them every single day since I shared them with you last month. Ultima Replenisher is a daily electrolyte drink mix used for daily hydration along with a range of other awesome benefits. I've talked to you guys a lot here on my channel about my fitness goals and my health goals, and adding a daily electrolyte to boost my hydration and balance the fluids in my body has been very, very beneficial. Sometimes I find it hard to get enough water in every day, and using an Ultima Replenisher electrolyte mix helps me make sure that I'm getting all of the nutrients that I need. Ultima has 6 key electrolytes, 0 sugar, 0 calories, 0 carb. It's made with an organic sweetener as well as plant-based flavors and colors, which makes it great for all lifestyles, including keto, paleo, vegan. Ultima Replenishers have definitely helped me feel less fatigued and less brain fogginess from underhydration. They can be used as a daily electrolyte replenisher before, during, or after a workout. They're also great for traveling, which can be super dehydrating. And they're also great to use in cocktails and mocktails. They're great in drink recipes and frozen drinks, and they're great for everyone, adults, kids, even pregnant and nursing moms. They come in amazing flavors, including Ultima Replenisher Cherry Pomegranate, Pink Lemonade, Blue Raspberry, and Mocktini. And you can get all different types of variety packs. My favorite refresher is the Mango Dragon Fruit Green Tea. It is so good. Head to the link down in my description box to stay hydrated with Ultima Replenishers. And if you drink these already, I'd love to know which ones are your favorite. And again, thank you to Ultima for sponsoring today's video. Okay, my friends, strap in. We're going to do this from start to finish. So I'm starting right now by brushing my hair. I will tell you in editing this video, brushing your hair looks super aggressive. I promise you this is not aggressive when I am doing this, but for some reason it looks super duper stressful. I'm starting off with some Fenty Hair Water Boy leave-in conditioner. It smells absolutely divine. And then I'm also going to add in some of this BioSilk hair silkener. I don't know what this is called, but I'll link it for you down below. I've used this since high school, and this stuff just makes your hair really smooth. I have naturally frizzy hair, and so I try to give it as much moisture and love as I possibly can. I also have been using this Vegamore Grow Plus Advanced. This is supposed to help your hair grow. I have a ton of just hair loss from weight loss and also just from damage. I color treat my hair and I'm not going to stop. So I will treat my hair kindly. So I'm using this. I purchased this at Sephora and I've only been using it for about a month. So I can't really tell you how it is, but I'll keep you posted. You'll see all my damage when we're drying my hair, but I'm trying to do whatever I can. We're also going to add a little bit of this Olaplex bonding oil. This stuff is great. I feel like it just helps to keep my hair from a ton more breakage. You're still going to have some, but I try to help where I can. That is all of the hair products that we're going to use. Now we're going to section the hair to dry it. So I blow dry my hair in 3 sections, and I recently showed you that I had purchased one of those hair dryers that has the like brush on it, and I didn't have it today because my daughter was borrowing it. So we're just going to do this old school, which is totally fine. I feel like that's good for a tutorial anyway. So I'm showing you that I blow dry my hair down and around. So down and like that and around. So if you're not very used to blow drying your hair or round brushing your hair, this is how you do it. I've been round brushing my hair since about the 6th grade. So I've been doing it for, eons. I'm old, so I've been doing it for a really long time. However, if you're new to this, it can be a little tricky to figure it out and, figure out how to hold the hairdryer with one hand and blow dry your hair with the other. A little bit of practice and maybe using one of those tools that has the brush and the hairdryer, in one might be a little bit better for you. But this is the old school way. You'll notice there that I have that super short piece right by my ear. That is like massive breakage. That's the side that I sleep on. It is what it is. I just have massive breakage there in the front. I curl my hair and, it's fine. We are trying to work on growing it back. When I lost a lot of weight, I had a lot of hair loss, and most of it is just here in like the face framing pieces. For a while there, I was really bleaching my hair a ton, and especially around my face, and I just did a lot of damage. And so now we don't bleach as often. You'll notice I have a dark root. I try to bleach only every other visit, and that does definitely help. So we're just going to go around the head in sections, blow drying, both going around, putting the brush under the hair and then putting the brush on top of the hair. And then I go back and just kind of make sure it's all dry. That's really what you're going for here. You just want everything to be really dry. And you're going to go to the next section now. So again, I just kind of eyeball it, run my fingers through, find the next section, and I'm going to save the top part for last. I do a pretty harsh side part. You do not have to. You can part your hair in the middle, whatever works for you. Lots of people have recommended that I start doing a middle part. That is never going to happen, you guys. My face is not made for a middle part. I have like a round but square face. If that makes sense. I have a gigantic forehead and just, a really big head. And so a side part just really softens my face. And I love a side part. So again, we're going to follow the same exact way we were doing it before. We're going to do, brushing the hair down and brushing the hair from underneath around like this. And the goal is just to smooth the hair as much as possible. You'll notice my hair is frizzy. I get a lot of questions about why I don't wear my hair straight, and for me, that's just not a look I like on myself. I like a curl. It softens my face. And I am a very feminine person. I like very feminine things, and I like my hair to feel very, very feminine. That's why I've been enjoying wearing the clip-ins. It's been fun to have the long hair. My hair only grows to about where it's at right now, and it doesn't grow any further. My daughter has long, gorgeous mermaid hair, but my hair just does not grow like that. And so wearing the extensions is just a fun way to create that look and get that same vibe, but without waiting for my hair to grow, because it never will. Maybe with the Vegamore, we'll see. But we're just going to go ahead and blow dry this middle section as well. And I'm just making sure to kind of go around my head. I'm watching myself in the viewfinder, but I got to be honest, it's so freaking small that I could barely see. And so I had to keep looking in the mirror. This is not like the best setup for things like that. But when we designed our house, I didn't think I'd be doing beauty content on my channel ever. But here we are. This is probably one of the most requested videos on my channel, so hopefully you guys find this, informational. I was going to start this video series with a makeup tutorial. That is coming, but I did not film an intro for that. So once I do my hair and makeup today, I will film an intro, and that will be up later next week. So probably on Thursday. So make sure you're subscribed, come back. You can see the new makeup tutorial. So again, we're just going to go ahead and make sure everything is dry. And then when we get to this top section up here, we're really going to have to pay attention to how we're blow drying the hair, because we want to make sure that we get the swoop. I like for my hair to come down across my big giant forehead. So we're going to brush it out. We're going to brush it to the side. I am going to refrain from making jokes about my comb over, but I have plenty, trust me. So the key here is to focus on brushing the hair down. I don't do a ton of round brushing in this section until it's mostly dry, but you'll notice I am brushing this front part up here straight down. And please disregard my stank face. I don't know why do we make that face when we're blow drying our hair, curling my hair, spraying hairspray? Like the whole time I'm editing this, I'm like, girl, what is wrong with your face? But like I'm saying, the important thing here is that we're focusing on brushing the hair down. And then this stuff in the back, I'm going to roll it kind of towards the back, but again, focusing on keeping the hair down. We just want to keep the hair going in one direction and not kind of flopping over to the other side. My hair naturally parts in the front. I have a massive cowlick right in the front where my part is. That's why my part is the way it is. And it's been there forever because I've had that cowlick forever. But you could part your hair however you want. You could do the exact same thing if you wanted to do a center part. That's not a problem. You could just part your hair down the middle and then, blow dry it the same way, but going in both directions. But my goal here is to kind of create like a little bit of a swoop bang. I used to actually have like very swoopy bangs, short swoopy bangs that would come, right below my eyebrow. But I have since grown them out and I really like the way that they are right now. And I'm going to show you how I curl them and make them swoopy. But now we're going to go in with a cool shot. So put your hair dryer on, hold the cool button, and just kind of cool your hair off from all that drying. It's going to set your hair, close the hair cuticle a little bit, and that's going to kind of keep the hair, the way that it is, and maybe try to help with a little bit of the frizz. Mine, it just gets crazy. And living in New England where it is 7,000% humidity, it is what it is. But here's where we're at. Now we're going to go ahead and start to curl. Again, we're going to section the hair in 3 sections, starting off just right above the ear, so kind of at the temple. And as you can see, it's clearly not a straight line, so don't worry about those things. And I'm using this very professional, super modern, very upgraded curling iron from Conair that I've literally had for 101 years. And I'm showing you by pointing at the curling iron, which probably makes no sense, but that you want to put your hair in the center of the curling iron. Don't use the tip, use the center, and start curling from the base of the hair close to the root. So if you'll notice, I kind of put it in, pull it just a little bit, and then I roll it. And that's what's going to give you a good wavy curl, like from the very top. If you wait, pull it through to the end, and then start curling, you're going to get a much tighter ringlet. This is going to give you a little bit more of that beach wave. This took me a long time to figure out. I've only been curling my hair like this probably for the last 10 years, but it definitely makes a big difference. I'm also showing you the holy grail of hairsprays. That's the Frizz Ease hair barrier. I can't remember what it was called. I'll put it in the description box, but that stuff is the best. And I've used it probably since high school. It is amazing. I literally have it on auto delivery from Amazon. I think it comes once a month, maybe once every 3 weeks. I use it like crazy. Definitely not using as much hairspray since I've been using the extensions, but the goal here is that we're curling the hair away from the face. Now, some people will tell you to go back and forth, some towards your face, some away from your face. You do whatever works for you in your hair. My hair is trained. It goes in one direction. This is how I have curled it for 1,000,001 years, and that's how I like it. But you can totally do it differently. You can curl it in the other direction if you want to. I'm also not leaving the curling iron on my hair for a ton of time. Number one, I don't like that smell of burnt hair. And number two, I'm not trying to damage it a ton more than I already am. So also, do not panic about how tight these curls are. We are going to brush our fingers through this. We're going to relax these curls. They're also going to fall over time. I only wash my hair a couple times a week, so these curls need to last me. So they look tight, but they're not going to be that way. So we're working on this final section now, and this is where we really need to pay attention to how our curls are going. I'm starting on the left side of my hair. This is where, I have the least amount of hair. The other side is where I've got majority of it, but I'm just, again, curling away from my face. I am pulling my hair up with the curling iron as I'm curling to try to just give myself as much body as possible. It always falls, but I try. And then we're going to section this other side into 2 sections. So we're going to pull up this top part and kind of clip it up to the top of our head. We're looking super cute right now. Is this not a look? This is a vibe. And we're going to take this first section and we're going to start here in the back and curl away from our face. Again, using the middle of the curling iron, start curling at the base, pull it through a little bit more, then pull it through a little bit more, then release the hair. And just continue to do that here in this back section. And you can kind of use the mirror to see like what you've missed. So you'll see those pieces there. Don't worry, we're gonna get all of the hair. All the hair will end up curled, and we're going to run our fingers through it, so it's all going to fall and relax. Just keep repeating this process. The one thing I didn't use on my hair is a heat protectant. You could definitely use a heat protectant. I probably should, and Shayna, my stylist, would probably say the same. I don't love the way that it like makes my hair feel. And because I don't wash my hair very often, I try not to do, stuff that I don't like the way it feels, because I don't want to have to wash my hair a lot. So, okay, we're getting to the section here at the top where we're really going to have to like focus. So again, we are just curling away from the face. And then we're going to be left with this piece here in the front, which is like the bang, if you will. And we're not going to do it the same direction. We're actually going to come from the front, say a little prayer like I just did, and we're going to pray that our swoop goes correctly. But you're going to come in from the front and then curl away. This is so difficult to explain, so hopefully watching it made sense. If not, pause and go watch it again. But you'll notice there that it gives us that really nice swoop in the front. That's gonna make that forehead look just a tad bit smaller. I'm telling you to wait now. Do not, comb through your hair yet. Let it cool. I spent about 10 minutes going and talking to Danny, getting dressed, and now we're just gonna use our fingers to piece through the hair. And already you're gonna see like the curls are falling, they've cooled, they're relaxed, and they look really nice. And that swoop in the front is chef's kiss, looking super nice. I was really thankful that it worked out for camera. Now it's time for the extensions. Okay, so I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a hairstylist. I'm literally just gonna show you what my stylist showed me to do, and it's really the layman's version. So section your hair again, start with some hairspray, spray your hair at the root, grab a teasing comb, tease your hair, and then grab your first extension. So I am starting here with a 3-prong. So she taught me to start with not your biggest piece, but your second to largest piece. And your goal here is to push these as far into your scalp that you physically can and into that teased hair that you did. And there's your first piece, looking super wacky, but it's all gonna come together. Go ahead and piece a section above that now. You want, about like a 1/2 inch of hair. Again, put your hair up. You're going to spray it. You're going to tease it. Make sure that you've got some grip there. And I'm doing another 3-piece here. Again, pushing it as far into my scalp as I can, then clipping it into that teased hair. I want to make sure it's into the teased hair, not into the hair you have up, because then it creates like these weird bubbles. So just pay attention, push it in. Again, section this next area, and we're going to do the same process over and over. Put a little bit of hairspray, go ahead and tease the top, grab your next piece. I'm doing a 4-piece now. Brush out your extension so it's nice and soft, and then you're going to start in the center and put this piece in. Again, making sure that you're putting it into the teased hair. Now, this is where we're going to kind of branch out a little bit. I'm going to do things a little bit differently because I want my hair heavier on one side than the other because of my heavy side part. But look, it's coming together. I, yet again, section the next piece, hairspray, tease, and now we're going to do things a little bit differently. So I'm taking a 2-piecer and putting it here on the left side, the side that doesn't have as much hair, as close to the front as I can where it won't be seen. Then I'm grabbing this 3-piece and I'm putting it on the other side. So we've essentially created a 5-clip piece that goes pretty much all the way around the back of my head. And now I'm just going to run the curling iron through it because some of those pieces were very straight. Take down your hair, get a little vision of how you're doing here, and section again. I keep pulling my bangs out so that they don't get messed up while they're up in the clip. Again, use some hairspray, tease it, and then I'm doing that same process. I'm doing a 2-piece, and then I'm going to grab a longer piece. I don't know if it's it's a 3, creating another 5-piece. And there we go. And making my hair look extra, extra long and large. And then we're gonna section this one last piece on the left side. And again, spraying teasing. We're using a 2-piecer here, and this will be the last piece we use on the left side. So as you can see, all that hair is covered, but this side is nice and full, and it looks really, really natural. Like, I think that looks really, really great. Now we're gonna go to the other side where it's heavier and we want more hair, and we're gonna start with a 2-piecer here towards the front, spray, tease, put that piece in nice and close to the front of my face, not where you're gonna see the clip, but close enough where the front hair will cover it, but yet it's still gonna give me that length and volume in the front. And that's gonna be our last piece. I don't want for my tracks, if you will, the clips to show. So I wanna make sure I leave a decent amount of hair on the top. So that's how we're looking. Nothing is showing. I'm double checking with a mirror. And now I'm gonna go back in and tease the top section up here so that it all has good volume and covers everything. I know it's gonna appear like my hair is super, super giant, and it's gonna look like that right now, but I promise you it falls. It all falls. It looks big right now, but it is going to fall. I like big hair though, so I'm okay if it's a little bit big like that. I'm gonna go back in, brush it so that everything kind of goes together. You can recurl pieces of the extensions that might need it. My recommendation is just don't curl the extension for too long. They do get a weird smell, like burnt hair. They're natural hair, they're real hair. So you don't want them to be stinky. So that's what we're doing. I'm just gonna go ahead and do some like final pieces here. I try not to do hairspray on the actual extension, just my regular hair, checking to make sure they're good, and we're golden, you guys. Looking super cute. And that's it. We're all done. I just put in some earrings and called it a day. That is it. It's simple, it's a process. I do not wash my hair every day. I probably wash my hair 2 to 3 times a week. I use a lot of dry shampoo. Right now I am loving the Lange Style Revival Super Dry Shampoo. So if you have like oily hair, I use this probably on the 3rd day. But you know, I don't have very oily hair, so I feel like I can get away with it, and using hairspray helps. So, but these are so fun. It's a great way to not damage your hair and to feel like you can have fun long hair without committing to sew-in extensions. And they're super affordable. So I will have everything linked for you down in the description box, everything I used, all the products I used. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to leave them in the comments. Again, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm going off of what my stylist taught me, and she's probably like, that's not exactly how I taught you, and you're not wrong, Shayna, it's not. But, you know, I like a lot of hair. I like my hair to feel full and big. That's why I married a Texan, and, you know, it works. So thank you guys so much for being here. Subscribe if you aren't already. I don't always post beauty content, but it's fun, and this is probably one of the most requested videos, and hopefully it is helpful. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I will see you in the next one. Take care, my friends.